Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 4 of Factorio Vanilla. This is actually the third time I've tried recording this. I've been trying out some different ways of recording things, different mic combinations, settings, etc. And hopefully this one will work. So I think last time we managed to set up the copper furnace and got everything started with that. And I did say I was going to clear out all of the forest over here between sessions. Well, I've done that twice off screen, so this time unfortunately you're just going to have to bear with me. But part of the reason I want this gone, as part of the reason why I want this copper area gone as well, is because I'm planning on running the bus straight through here, which obviously trees, copper ore gets in the way. So apologies for this not being the most riveting of content. We will get back to actually building things fairly quickly, and as soon as we actually do get the chance to build something, the first thing I want to do is get some green circuits running, because although we're going to need lots of green circuits later on, they're a pretty essential thing to have early game, because you can use them to build all the other things that you can't, well, you can build, but you're going to need lots and lots of, and I don't really want to have to keep handcrafting green circuits all the time. So, oh, there you go, we've just finished stone walls. Next up we're going to get steel processing, because again that's something else that we want to get done fairly early on, and we're going to add a whole other smelting furnace to our operation in order to do that. But let's just get rid of this area of the trees first, and then we can start setting our main bus up. So bear with me for a moment. There you go, we're almost done with this now. And I suppose before too long we're going to have to check these as well. Oh, actually they've got plenty of space in there still, but we don't want them filling up and not being able to empty out any more, so just got to keep an eye on those, make sure they don't fill up too much or too quickly. There you go, that's about as done as we can be. Oh, they need to go as well. So let's grab all of our transport belt from over here and just run it along. Now normally I would want to take it straight through here, but we can't just yet. So this will have to do instead. Now it's up to you how many belts you run when you set up your own main buses, but I like to run a 4 belt setup because I find that gives me enough materials to actually pull off into different places without having to worry too much about throughput on a single belt. We're not going to use all 4 belts to start with, but having them there, having them in the plan, allows you to actually work around that later on. So that's got that as far as it can go. We're going to come up on finishing steel processing fairly quickly, so I'm just going to take a step out for a second and work out where we want to put our steel furnaces. Now normally I'd like to keep them down here, just to avoid sort of belt spaghetti, but obviously we've got our steam engines coming through here, which is not ideal. Is there any way that we could move the steam engines to? Well, yes, I think we've now got enough belt that we could look at moving steam engines further down and run them along this side. Or we could even look at coming up here, but I think we're going to run out of space if we try and run the steam engines up here. I don't think that's going to be enough space to put them in. So let's leave them for the time being, and instead we will put the steel furnace setup above the copper one, which is going to be a little bit messy for moving the belt around, but we'll just have to manage it. So we've already got lots of belt, we've got lots of furnaces. We don't have enough inserters yet, but I can solve that in a second. So let's try and get that out of the way as well. So that's our initial setup for the lines. Now it's just a case of filling that in. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up a second iron line, which will be this bit, and then we'll actually do the steel up the top. So we'll link it in so that this iron output will then go back out, and instead of coming over to the left, will come over to the right, up and back into the steel input. And you can actually do it with the same number of furnaces, because although it takes 5 times as much iron to make steel, steel takes 5 times as much time to make as iron, so you can actually use the same number of smelters to supply the right amount of ingredients. We've run out of splitters, so we do need more resources. And more copper as well. So while I think of it, we're going to need some lights to go with all this, because you guys might not be able to see things as well as I can. So let's just do a batch shot of that now, and we'll automate them a little bit later on. And we're out of power poles as well, which means we need even more copper. So as I said, we've changed how we do some of this, which means that I hope you can hear my audio clearly, I hope you can hear my voice clearly, because I've changed from the one microphone I'm using to a different microphone, and I've changed the recording software as well. So we shall see how it all comes out when it's done, but I think we've got enough inserters now so we can start putting those in. Yeah, so I'm still sort of picking this up as I go. If anyone's got any tips, tricks, ways to do it, I've just realised I put all this in backwards, never mind. If anyone's got any tips, tricks or ways to actually improve how I'm recording things, or anything you want to see me do, let me know in the comments and I will try and learn from what we're doing as we go along. But so far, everything, touch wood, seems to be coming along okay. Now I had hoped that would be enough inserters to actually see us through both sets of this, but it's not, obviously. So I'm going to need to get, and there's our steel finish. Going to need to get even more resources ready so we can get enough inserters to do everything we need to do. And at some point we're going to want to automate that as well fairly soon. So where is our technology for that? Let's work towards it. There you go, we're looking to get to automation 2, which means first of all we need electronics, which is still just red science, that's nice and easy. So in the meantime, grab some more of this, and grab some more of the iron. Lovely. So let's get all those done. And of course we're going to need some underground belt as well. So really I should have been better prepared for all this. But as I said before, the more we start to build things, the more we start to automate things, the less I'll need to handcraft things as we go, because we'll just have them on hand from now on. But obviously, to start with, you've got to sort of build things as you need them. But that's okay, we can do that for now. So as I said, this is going to be our iron output, which will then go in to become the steel input. Now that's going to be an interesting one. I think I can see what we want to do there, that we're going to have the underground belt coming under here, come straight out, but we can't go straight out and then back up. So what we're going to have to do instead is put an underground belt for our iron ore input on the underground belt there, just to actually get into this. So that's okay, we can work with that. But if we put that there instead, bring it round, and we will then put the underground belt from there to there, which means that our iron input needs to come from down here. Now do we want to split it off from this space, or do we actually want to have a separate line for that? I think a separate line is probably a good idea, because this isn't backing up as things are. Now obviously there's room to expand across, but I want the belt to be as compressed as possible, which means we're going to need more mining drills, and that means more crafting. So start that going. By the time we actually get them all finished, it'll all be ready to place down. And the coal we can just split off, because that will work fine. So if we split that there, send that one ahead, and this can come around and under there as soon as our underground belt is done. So it's a little bit messy so far, but it will make sense in the end. So that's the iron as setups can be for now, and now just get the steel out of the way as well. And would you believe it, we are out of furnaces, but we've got plenty of stone still, so we can build lots more. So let's get another 50 of those or so, and we're working through lights at the moment. So as soon as they're done, we'll have some power poles, we'll be able to finish off the last of that. It's all coming together bit by bit, but a bit of a slow process in this one. Just trying to do what we can while we've actually got the bits to do it with. And this side will be an output over to here. that's gone too far. I need to cut that off here. So there you go, we've just finished electronics and we're working our way towards automation too. Now this is important because at the moment we're having to handcraft things like the inserters, because inserters take, I can just find them somewhere, I think because they're always available, they're not actually in the tech tree, but inserters require 3 ingredients. There you go, electronic circuit, iron gear and iron plate, and the level 1 assembly machines can only actually do things that require up to 2 ingredients. So we need to get the assembly machine level 2 in order to actually start automating the inserter process. So let's turn that on now, and hopefully before too long I can stop handcrafting all these hundreds of inserters and just pick them up like with the belts when they're done. So we already know that our output from the iron will come up here, it will come under the belt here, and then be brought in to be split here to go up and down and be turned into steel. And we do need more splitters again. So how are we getting on? We've finished with all the lights. Let's pop some lights down. And when it comes to night time, we'll see just how much this drains electrics. We are still working our way towards inserters. I may have gone slightly overboard with the number of those I've made, but they will be useful and they will be needed. So for the time being, let's just put down the ghost image and then we can come back and fill them in as they get built. And while we've got them, let's pop some more lights down over here as well. And once again, I've put these the wrong way around. Not to worry, they can quickly turn around. So I would say we cancel the rest of them, but there's only 10 left to go. So we can almost finish off what we're doing with all of this now. That goes under there. We still need to connect these two as well. We are going to need a little bit more underground, but we can do that in a moment. So next step is to get our mining drills up and running for the iron ore that will come iron to become steel. And in another few seconds that should be done with. And then we are almost done with this sort of section of the factory. There we go. I will want to come back and increase the amount of drills on this line over time, but for now that will do reasonably well. So that's all hooked up with power. This is coming along, up and under here. The coal is already going in and being split, brilliant. The iron ore will come in, up through the splitter and be distributed, and as it comes down it will be fed back in, going back towards the right this time, up and into this one, which still needs a coal input, which means we need to take that out and that out. We're going to need another splitter, which is going to be built in a moment, and we're going to need a little bit more underground belt. And then how do we want to split this one? Normally I'd want to do something like, I suppose we can make it a little bit messy, take that out, put the splitter in there instead, then run the underground cable under the underground, run the underground belt under the underground belt, up through here and across. So spaghetti under spaghetti under spaghetti. And while we wait for those to finish, we can put in our furnaces. And as I said, we're going to want some more mining drills, so let's just get them on the go now. The last of this up, and we've now got coal and iron coming through to make steel, which will come out this end, and we don't need it for anything yet, but we will do soon. So for the time being, let's just pop it into a chest. Just to make sure we've got all the inserts and everything in place, we've got all the lights, that all seems fine. So I think what we're just going to do is expand out our production on this a little bit, call an end to the episode there, and next time we'll actually get to start our green circuits. So there you go, this has been Factorio Vanilla. Come back next time and we shall get some more done. So I will see you then. Take care.